It's 5 in the morning. We are a few kilometers off Isla Isabel in the Gulf of California. Marine biologist Jacques Cousteau once called the region the world's aquarium.
We depend on the island, my wife, my son and I, my whole family. This island is a real cornucopia. There's good and bad, just like in real life. But we live with it, so we have to protect it.
The fishermen come from the mainland, more than 60 kilometers away. Sometimes they spend the night on the island.
Because of commercial trawling, and of course because of our small boats, fishing is getting more difficult. We used to have 2 or 3 nets. Now we bring along 5.
The island is of volcanic origin. It's been an official nature reserve for 15 years. Its biodiversity is known far beyond Mexico's borders. Tens of thousands of marine birds live here on a single square kilometer. Researchers from the German Sustainable Development Organization, the GIZ, together with Mexico's National Park Authority, now want to protect the waters around the island as well.
There's a wealth of fish species from the entire region here. That's because currents from the Gulf of California and the tropical current from Costa Rica and other countries arrive here. That's unique for the rich biodiversity.
And that's no longer intact here. The marine biologists would like to ban fishing completely in the island's immediate vicinity. They recently created artificial reefs to attract more species. A dive will now ascertain whether it's been worth it.
I'm very happy with what I've seen. It's developing well. There are new algae, many more different fish than in the neighboring zone, where there's only sand. So we've achieved our aim.
Suddenly, a whale shark swims up close. The waters around the island are important feeding grounds for whale sharks. And seeing the shark itself is exciting for the scientists.
Of course, there are whale sharks in some parts of Mexico. You can observe them across from Nayarit. We've seen these already. We've recognized them in the Bahia de Los Angeles, for example, because of their distinctive markings. They've migrated here. We don't know much about these migrations, but we're observing them now to find out more.
The birds have no natural enemies, so they're quite trusting towards the few people who come here. Boobies and frigate birds raise their young here. They find both food on the island itself and in the waters off its shores. The director of the national park has been fighting for years to keep the commercial fishing industry away from Isla Isabel.
Just protecting the island is not enough. We also have to protect the marine region around it, so life can continue on the island. We have to maintain fish stocks, so the birds can continue to feed on them. But of course, the fishermen should be able to have enough and improve their catch.
The scientists are cooperating closely with the local fishermen, who are now also convinced that the island's immediate surroundings should be protected.
I think our motivation has to be to protect fishing here for the next generation. My son is already asking me if he can be a fisherman too. If one of us has to go, we all have to.
And if the birds can no longer find food here, they too will one day be gone.